Hello, I'm Sarah Cable, the Outreach Coordinator for the Office of Interdisciplinary Programs. On behalf of our office and the Interprofessional Educators and Practitioners Association, I want to thank you for your willingness to help with the facilitation of All Professions Day 2. Let's begin the training by reviewing the format for APD2. The session will alternate between pre-recorded videos of our MC and small breakout rooms where each facilitator will lead a group of students from multiple disciplines through activities and discussion. You'll be emailed a copy of the facilitator guide for your use in the session, and it will also be available via Google Drive at tinyurl.com/APD Drive. Your Zoom host, either Margaret Robinson, Kylie Peathod, Rama Osman, or myself, will manage the videos, breakout sessions, and attendance. Please note, the students in your breakout group may vary slightly over the course of the session due to connectivity issues. If this happens, there is no need to make a note as attendance will be taken by the Zoom hosts throughout the session. For the agenda, the session will begin with a video exploring the remaining 2 IPEC competencies of ethics and values and teams and teamwork. This video will also introduce the Code of Ethics. We'll then move to breakout rooms to review each discipline's Code of Ethics in preparation for the considerations in our new case. Video 2 will introduce the case and students will meet John and his partner Gary. After viewing the case video, we'll move to breakout rooms to discuss care considerations for John. Video 3 will then introduce students to the quadruple aim and a brief lesson on resiliency in health professions. After the video, we will move to our final breakout group to discuss resiliency and mindfulness practices. You will then return to the main session where we'll wrap up our day with a final video from our MC and a link to the evaluation. Please note, we will stay on schedule and should conclude within 2 hours. A few notes for the day of. There are several places to find your facilitator's guide. It can be found attached to your calendar invite for the session, or attached to the email you received from me, or on the Google Drive at tinyurl.com/APD Drive. For each activity, all the hyperlinks you may need are available in your facilitator's guide. Your Zoom host will keep track of the time and will send messages to the breakout rooms with reminders both on time remaining and instructions on when to move to the next activity as applicable. Now, let's walk through what to expect with each activity. The first activity is the Code of Ethics review. Once in the breakout room, each facilitator will share the hyperlink to the Code of Ethics document in the chat. The hyperlink is tinyurl.com/APD Drive. The document can be found in the Activity 1 folder of the drive. The PDF is divided into 8 standards such as confidentiality or professional growth. Facilitators will assign each student a standard from the Code of Ethics PDF to review on their own. Multiple students will likely be assigned to the same standard due to the number of participants. Students will have 5 minutes to review their standard and note the similarities and differences between the disciplines. Then you will have 10 minutes to guide student discussion based on their review. After 15 minutes, you will be returned to the main room by your host. The second activity is the case study discussion. In the breakout room, work through the guided discussion questions on page 20 of the facilitator guide. A copy of the case and discussion questions will also be available for students to access in the Activity 2 folder of the Google Drive. After 25 minutes, you will all be returned to the main room by the host. The final breakout will be the resiliency activity. In your breakout room, each facilitator will share the hyperlink to the Scale of Protective Factors self-assessment document in the chat. The link again is tinyurl.com/APD Drive. The document is in the Activity 3 folder. Please allow 5 minutes for students to complete their self-assessment and then move on to the discussion questions found on page 24 of your facilitator guide. You will have 15 minutes for the discussion. At the 20-minute mark, you will begin the mindfulness activity. You will have 15 minutes to complete this portion of your activity. Please ask your students to complete the Stroop test at tinyurl.com/APD Stroop. Once your students have completed the test, facilitators will share the mindfulness video. This video is available at tinyurl.com/APD Mindful. Once the breakout video is completed, ask your students to retake the Stroop test and reflect on any changes in results or performance. And that concludes the breakdown of facilitator instructions for the virtual APD2 activities. Your participation is invaluable, so thank you again for your willingness to assist in interprofessional education activities on our campus. We'll see you this Friday.